Thank you for precisely nothing. Before we begin this wild one, there is a disclaimer. Yes, I am a high school student. You can volunteer for the IT department during study halls. Please don't argue about this. Everyone likes to tell me I'm lying about it. It's not commonplace, but my school has it. I'm also on mobile, so formatting. Okay, let's go. I'm sitting in the tech support room, and a student brings in a laptop with a damaged USB port. It's not a small amount either. The plastic insert, its typo, is completely bent to the other side, and I can't get it to work. Ordinarily I'd just bend it back, but these devices were still under warranty. Computer company provides very nice warranties on school devices, so good that you can just send in the device in basically any condition and get it back like new in a few weeks. So, we decide it's best to send it out for warranty repair, and we mark the system clearly damaged USB port, repair USB port. These laptops only had one USB port, so there should be no confusion. Or so we thought. Some time passes, and we get the thing back from repair. I'm just bringing in the devices that we got back. They come in batches, and preparing deliveries for the students whose laptops had just returned, when I hear one of the adult members chuckle a bit. I figure it's nothing much, but he asks me to come look at this. Inside each repaired machine, the company puts a paper inside telling you what was done, sort of like an invoice. On the paper for the system with the broken USB port, it shows that the device was sent to the repair station for repair, and the person who did the repair commented USB port damaged, needs repair, and sent the computer back to us. They did not fix anything. In fact, I don't even think they opened the case. We were both cracking up at this point, because they did the exact thing we did, which was label the problem, and even when sent to the repair desk they did nothing. Thankfully, computer company is usually pretty good about these things, and these sorts of issues rarely happen, but it was still hilarious. TLDR, sent laptop for warranty repair, technician states the obvious and fixes nothing. Server. Application. Network. Server. App. Network. This is a story about an issue 2 months in troubleshooting, but longer in making. Some quick background. I work as a network engineer for a company that manufactures and sells audio /visual equipment. We have multiple offices around the world, but this story involves only two: our corporate headquarters, HQ, and our primary manufacturing plant, MP, which are roughly 2 miles apart from each other. At the MP, our line workers use handheld scanning PDAs to update and track inventory from a server located at HQ. These PDAs use a specialized wireless network with strict policy to allow them to communicate to only this inventory server. Originally there was a dedicated fiber link between HQ and MP, but at the beginning of this year we switched all our offices to a SD-WAN solution and the fiber link was taken down. This setup has worked great for about 6 months, and another 10 years prior on the dedicated fiber path. In the 3rd week of August, the line workers started complaining about lag on a subset of the PDAs. They complained that it would take roughly 30 seconds for a scan to pull the information from the server, when previously it was near instantaneous. After some digging, we found that so long as the PDA kept being used, then scans would be perfect, but after sitting idle for a few minutes the lag would reintroduce for the next scan. Even more frustrating was that only some of the PDAs were impacted. We used 2 kinds, Zebra and Android. The Android PDAs worked flawlessly, and the lag was only noticed on the Zebra scanners. We opened a case with the vendor of the server, thus starting the blame game. The server team blamed the network. The network team blamed the application. The application team blamed the server. And round we went for 2 months. At multiple points during the troubleshooting we ran packet captures to watch the traffic. I found that the traffic from the Zebra PDAs were traversing the network and talking to the server on port 7654. The server responds normally. After 2 minutes of inactivity, the server sends a session close request to the PDA, which it never receives acknowledgement of. If a user tries another scan after that time, the PDA reuses the same source port, but the server neglects to respond, as it has already shut that connection down. After 30 seconds the PDA gives up and retries from a new source port, which then works. We also found that the Android PDAs exhibited the same traffic behavior, but on port 80 and with no lack of response to the session close request. So now that we knew the source of the lag, but not its cause, we had sufficient ammunition to take to the application administrators and ask what they changed to break only the Zebra PDAs. Application team said nothing and blamed the server team. Server team said yes, we patched the server a few days prior to the first report, but it's not that and must be the network. Network team said if it was the network then other applications would be impacted, not just this one type of scanner, so must be the application. And again we start the blame game for another month. Eventually, in mid-October, my boss is upset and frustrated. I don't care what the cause is, I just want it fixed. We've lost 190 man-hours to this issue already. We schedule a call between all three teams with executives present in an effort to finalize a plan to fix the problem. During this call it is decided that we will clone the server with the previous updates prior to the issue. We will watch all traffic again and see if the issue repeats. If it does, then we definitively know it's not the server, and in that case we will take the $5K hit to migrate the server to MP. We clone the VM, run the tests. Lag is still present. My boss is upset, since this amounts to a huge financial hit during a time when we are trying to save money. I decide to pour through the packet captures taken. I quickly stumble over something that all of the previous packet captures did not have: /14 server, Zebra PDA, TCP 54 TCP ACKED unseen segment / TCP previous segment not captured / 7654 1150 fin ACK / seek equals 18815 AC equals 16384 win equals 64314 len equals 015 210.770979 random L3 switch server ICMP82 time to live exceeded in transit /wait. Why is a random layer 3 switch in our old core telling the server that traffic it sent timed out? Traffic should not be going in that direction, not since we took down that fiber link. The thing is, that fiber link is still technically in place, just in a disabled state, and it lives in the old core. We merely disabled the ports and the routes in case we needed to quickly roll back to it. We never had to roll back though, and with COVID pandemic we sort of forgot to clean it all up. In the second week of August I did a major firmware update of our HQ firewall. This firmware update re-enabled a single specific route that was in place for the dedicated wireless network of the PDA scanners, designed to route that traffic not through our SD1 but through the fiber link in our old core. So I delete the route and magically the lag goes away. The Zebra PDAs now actually see and respond to the session close requests like they should. What is baffling to me, and why I think this makes a good story, is how a static route for a /24 network will break only a specific subset of devices in that network, and only a specific type of traffic for those devices. Meanwhile, the server team still won't shut up about how they were right. First time for everything, I suppose. Amazing colleagues and technology. Okay, I do have to clarify this first. I work at a small company without a dedicated tech support. Since I know enough about computers to fix small issues, my amazing colleagues and boss tend to rely on me for first-line tech support, though I reiterate that technically I am paid for my regular work. That said, I recently had a real gem of a situation that I'd like to share. The thing is, my colleagues and boss are amazing, in that they are amazingly bad at computers beyond using a browser and basic office software like Word. Good people, but they combine ignorance with an unwillingness to learn, so that even the simplest issues require me to fix it. Usually after hours, as with the current pandemic, I and a few others work from home. Not to rail on the office, but the work PCs there are old W7 upgrades over 5 years old and they are due for replacing ASAP. As part of the business, one of my office working colleagues has to print a lot of invoices for even less tech-savvy customers. For this, let's call her Hanoi Bal, as she has a similar personality and grimace. Basically, the big printer was running out of ink, so I went in and raided the storage for a fitting new toner cartridge. But we were out of that particular one. One quick order later I'm primed to install it at the earliest convenience, but Hanoi Bal had a bright idea. She could take the delivered toner cartridge and put it in herself, without telling me off. Then, hey you, the printer isn't working. You ordered the wrong ink for it. Me, what are you talking about? I'm due to install the new toner later today. H, I'm tired of waiting, so I put the new one in. It's that crap / house brand / ink. You need to fix it. Me, did you put it in correctly? You didn't throw away the drum. Again, H, of course. But it's not my job, you need to fix it, I've got a big run to do tomorrow. Order some proper ink or I'll complain to, overworked, boss. So, I went to the office, retrieved the printer from the floor, and looked in wonder. She had in fact managed to take the old toner out and put the new one in. However, she had left on all the sealing / packaging materials. The connector ports to the printer couldn't rotate, the toner reservoir was still locked with the seal tab and it had not pegged into the drum properly. Fixed in less than 3 minutes, 3 test prints made, the old toner had dripped on the ink transfer a bit, and wahoo, it's done. Literally, anyone could have done it had they bothered to take a look. Hanoi Bal was quiet for a while after I informed her of the need to remove these things. Frankly, it is times like this that I have the utmost respect for people who work tech support full-time. They have to deal with this crap daily and with a multitude of weird / rude / idiotic people. I just have to deal with colleagues who are practically technophobes and extremely unhelpful when trying to be helpful. If I can get them and the boss to let the antivirus run occasionally, to let that update and not to let kids, boss, play internet games on them before I'm fitted with a pinewood overcoat, I'll be happy.